who's ready to get a little bit better today? If so, comment yes right now. Give me a comment. Let me know you're watching. Let me know you're engaged. Do you want to get a little bit better? Here's the thing. One of the conversations I have a ton with people is, great, Mark, you're doing all this stuff, but how in the world do you balance work and family? How do you balance like impacting people's lives, but not sacrificing your own spouse, your relationship with your kids? How do you do that? And I will be the first to say, my wife would testify to this, I am still learning on this one, but I have found some things that seem to help the process a little bit more. And so I thought I would give you a few pointers on this one. Again, pointers for me to remind myself that I can share with you as well. And before I give you these 4 points, can I just say this? How do you balance work and family? Here's the first thing. I don't aim for balance, because balance, I think, is a myth. Balance, I believe, is unattainable. If you have a job, if you're building a business, then you're going to be spending X number of hours at your job building your business, and then you're going to be spending this little bit of time in the evenings with your family and on the weekends. That's not balance, actually, is it? So what I prefer to talk about is rhythm, because rhythm is something we can attain. And rhythm, it ebbs and it flows, and we create it, and it changes every now and then we can get back in rhythm. But balance, I think, is just it's a myth. It's something out there that we're never really going to be able to achieve. So I don't aim for it. I aim for rhythm. Type rhythm in the comments. We'll see who spells it right, because that whole H and Y thing, I always get that mixed up a little bit. That was a tangent. Okay, rhythm. We're going to go after it. How do we create rhythm in our family and work? How do we do that? Number one, I would say this. You've got to be intentional and be present. So here's what I'm talking about. When you're with your family, make sure you're there. A statement, I can't remember. Jesse Itzler is the first person I heard say this. Wherever your feet are, be there. Oh, such a good quote. Wherever your feet are, wherever these 2 feet are, I'm gonna be right there. I'm gonna be present in that moment. If you're on your phone, you're present with someone else on the other side of the country, the other side of the world, you're not being present with your family. So if you want to create that rhythm, when you are with your family, be with them, be fully present. And when you're with them, be intentional in that space. So have the conversations, ask the questions, say the things. Your voice as a father, as a mother, is one of the most important voices in your children's lives. Your voice to your spouse. You know what? I'm a man and I'm married to an amazing, amazing woman. Hey, ladies, if you're married, can I tell you, there is no one on the planet with more influence over your husband than you. I know some of you are like, well, it doesn't seem like that. Let me tell you, your voice matters more to him than anybody else's. When you speak life into him, when you respect, when you encourage, when you thank and appreciate him. Listen, when my wife does that, like my love language is words of affirmation. It's like up here on the top of the list, and hers is like way down here. So that doesn't come naturally to her, but she's worked at it. And when she speaks those words to me, it's like, I can take over the world, people. So ladies, use your voice. For your husbands. That was completely off point on this video, but it was worth mentioning, and apparently somebody needed to hear that. So number one, be intentional and be present. Number two, over-communicate. Over-communicate your expectations, what her expectations are of you. I'm not gonna continue to filter because I'm a man, so I might talk about husbands doing this, okay? Hey guys, get it right. Over-communicate your expectations. Find out what her expectations are of you. Over-communicate about your calendar. Over-communicate about the future. Over-communicate about what's going on in your head. Hey ladies, guess what? We can't read your mind. So you gotta communicate. Husbands, they can't read your mind. You must open your mouth and tell them. Over-communicate, over-communicate, over-communicate. And that will help you create that rhythm or maintain that rhythm a little bit better. Number three, schedule it. How do you maintain a rhythm? Schedule it. Schedule it. Like put it on the calendar. I have a date night here. I am picking up my kids here. I don't pick up my kids and take my kids to school that often, but one day a week, they know that I'm gonna take them to school, and then occasionally I will pick them up from school, but not very often. So I schedule that in my week. One, that's for my kids. Two, that's for my wife, because my wife likes to sleep. And so she's beautiful no matter how much sleep she gets, but she likes to sleep. And so one day a week she gets to sleep in, and I take the kids, and that's a gift to my kids for quality time with them and to my wife. So put it on your calendar, whether it's a date night, a vacation, a family fun outing, a canoe trip, a hiking trip, whatever it is, you've got to schedule it in. If it doesn't get scheduled, it does not get done. And your family, by the way, will know that they are a priority to you when they are on the schedule. There's actually one thing right now that I need to schedule with my son. I kind of had a realization that, well, I'll just share this with you. The realization was that I've told him, hey, we're going to do this. Well, I'll just tell you what it is. He wants to rent a fancy sports car from Turo. Turo is the Airbnb of cars, private owners renting their cars out. He wants to rent a fancy sports car from Turo. So I told him we'll do it. All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna get some Ferrari or Aston Martin or something like that for a day. It'll be a few $100 for a day, right? And so I've told him we're gonna do that, but I've realized it's not scheduled. And so he keeps asking when, and I keep saying, son, I promise you we're gonna do it. I just don't know when yet. But until it's scheduled, it's not real to him. Some of you have been promising some things and it's not real to your family yet because it's not scheduled. On the contrast, sometimes I get it right. And we were on vacation a couple summers ago, and I said, hey, next summer we should do it for a month. Like go on vacation for a month and just go to a beach for a month. And daggone it, my wife didn't grab hold of that. And from that moment, because it was planned, scheduled in her mind at least, I was like, okay, I gotta figure out how to make that happen. And this last year, for a month, we went away in the summer, but it was real because it had a time frame attached to it. So schedule it. Lastly, and this kind of connects to what I was just sharing there a moment ago, and I'm gonna read this statement to make sure I get it right. Make the reward match the sacrifice. Make the reward match the sacrifice. Your family, listen, you people watching this, you're making a living, you're building an empire, you're impacting lives, you're making a difference. Woo, that is awesome, okay? But your family is making sacrifices so that you can do what you do, so that you can give your greatness to the world. And that is awesome. And everybody has their roles, and that's, as it should be. We can't all do the same thing. But the sacrifices that your family makes make the reward correlated to the sacrifice. So when I'm in a phase of building, scaling, my family makes more sacrifices. There's a lot of phone calls, a lot of serving of other people when my family takes second seat because I'm serving my clients, because I'm making a difference in the world, right? So as the sacrifices increased, the rewards needed to increase. And I give my coach, Chuck Balsamo, all the credit on this one because he taught me this principle. And that was part of why we ended up for a month going away to the beach, because the reward had to match the sacrifice. And so that means literally big vacations, big gifts, big experiences. And again, commiserate to the sacrifice of the reward. So big, your definition of big is different than my definition of big. That don't matter. Some of you are like, I'm not gonna rent a Aston Martin and take my son out on that. But you know what? My son's made a lot of sacrifices and I haven't been there occasionally. And so that's a reward that matches the sacrifice that he's made. And I want him to know that he matters, that he's more important than anything, any business I could build, that everything I do it for him. So 4 ways that you can create that rhythm between work and family. I hope these were helpful to you. If they were, give me a little comment. Tell me which one you are gonna apply like today. Tell me right now in the comments, which one of these are you gonna apply or make an intention, a decision to apply in your life starting today, maybe the next week, you're gonna do one of these. Tell me how you're gonna do it in your life. I would love to hear that. All right, you should get off this video right now, and now you should go out there and give your greatness to the world because somebody needs what's on the inside of you. So go out there and give it away. Don't hold it back. They need you. I love you people. Have a great day.